So welcome back. This is Reggie speaking about healing America's narratives. We just spent the last three episodes speaking about various iterations and the concept of love. And I'm going to go back to the three primary, let's say, definitions that we use throughout the book. And that includes Brother David Stendhal-Rath's description of love as the joyful acceptance of belonging, the late Dr. M. Scott Peck's description as the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth, and the description of love that Marianne Williamson referenced in her book, A Return to Love, based on A Course in Miracles, where love is the absence of fear or behaving as though you're not afraid, and behaving in the world in that way. So as we move, further into the year 2023 in America, I encourage folks to read the book Healing America's Narratives, which came out late in 2022. But more importantly, because we're getting into another election cycle here, there'll be there'll be a presidential election and some congressional elections up as well in 2024, is to really tune into that concept of love and listen to the candidates, where they stand on the issues that are important to you, but also where they stand in terms of their general view of the world. And, are they, in fact, speaking in a way that describes a joyful acceptance of belonging for themselves, their constituents, obviously, but for humanity, for all Americans? Or are they exclusive and trying to push some Americans out of the democracy? To what extent do they seem to be willing to extend themselves, to really sacrifice for the good of others? In other words, to what extent are they living or have they lived a life of service? And to what extent are they afraid? Now, it makes sense to be afraid if the rabid dog escapes his leash and is coming at you, foaming at the mouth. That's a legitimate, rational fear. As the tornado is bearing down on your home, some fear would come up there. But to live a life in fear is a constrictive or restrictive way to live. And to live in love, in the absence of irrational, non-immediate fear, is a very, very kind of low frequency or low end way to live. So as you begin to decide what candidates you will and won't support and how you might cast your vote and your vision for America, right, and the stories you want America to honor, listen for those items. Are they more inclusive, the candidates, or are they trying to push some people out? Are they willing to really extend themselves? And how hard did they have to work to get where they are? Or were they just given a lot at birth and then really didn't, not much else except make believe that they were important and wealthy? And then, to what extent are they professing a manifesto of fear? And to what extent are they professing a manifesto of love? And by love, again, we're not talking about saying, I love you. Any idiot can say that, all right? But by living a life, it's manifestation that embodies and shows us true love. All right. So thanks again for tuning in. I will see you the next time.